Oh yeah, I got it. I nailed it. Are we here? Yes, we're here. We're live. I love that music. I love that music so much. It's such a good, fun, upbeat thing. It gets me jiving, gets me ready for the stream. Welcome in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Bike Som's got his Pepsi in hand. Come on, you know this is a Coca-Cola live stream right here. You can't be doing the Pepsi on this live stream. Welcome, welcome. I see Chris CXK in the chat. He said he's only going to be able to listen. That's okay. There's not much to see. It's always more of a talking thing, hanging out with you guys. Hey, Biking with Emily, I see you. Happy holidays from Winnipeg. We had a couple super chats before the stream even started. Crashy McSquirrel got in there early with the $5 super chat with the Merry insert your choice of winter holidays if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Thank you. I celebrate a Merry Christmas. I think that's it's a little universal. It's an American thing. Thanksgiving's even more of an American thing, but we all make it our own. Thank you for that very, very much. Dave says the theme song reminds him of the band Kroongabin. I gotta check that out because I like that song. Brian T, aka Brian Trades. Oh, he's moving on up. He changed his name a little bit. $5 super chat, but he's got the same avatar. What's up, man? Thank you for the super chat very much. All right, you guys all in. Now I want to see if I supposedly turned on one of those little chat things that puts links in the chat. Because, you know, I put a link in the description to my Best of the 50 State Shred. It's a post on Patreon, but it's a free post on Patreon. So if you go in there, you can see all the posts, all the different stuff, all the superlatives as they call them. I'm just calling them besties. I think superlatives is such a weird word. But yeah, if you go, there's a link in the description to the Best of the 50 State Shred. Included in that post, included in that post, every single winner of every category has a free extended cut. So if you're ever curious about what the extended cuts on Patreon look like and sound like and feel like, there's like 10 of them or 11 of them for free in there for you. Check them out at your leisure. It would get you through it's probably 8 hours of content or so. So it'll get you through a few rides on the trainer and stuff. So yeah. It's my gift for you just to actually see what it's like, because I'm sure there's plenty of people that are like, I don't know, what would I watch an extended cut for? What's the purpose? But if you actually see it and you're like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. So I think there's some people will like it, I think. So thank you. Oh man, I got the Christmas, the holiday cheer coming in. Henry B, I love DTE. It won one of the awards. Jim Johnson, thank you for the $5 super chat with no message. I appreciate it very much. I feel like my voice is already going, but that's okay. I'm gonna push through this. Dan S, thank you for $19.99 in the super chat. Happy holidays to you as well, Dan S. Thank you. Massachusetts, yeah, I see Jared saying Massachusetts claiming 2 categories. Yes, they did. The Massachusetts ride, the Vietnam trails, and just the whole New England thing was so good. There's so many things. I think I was going to talk about a bunch of other like award type stuff or honorable mention type stuff that kind of missed that I wish I could have included, but the list was getting so long. And one of the biggest ones was that Cumberland, Rhode Island, Diamond Hill. That was such a great ride. It was this tiny little place. Me and JC Trails took it on. It was in the rain. I had the chin mount on the GoPro so you could actually kind of tell how techy and steep it was. That place was a gem. If you guys have ever ridden out there, you know that it is like, that's like all you need. That's all you need is like that little slice of heaven. So I feel bad that I didn't include it in the Best of the 50 State Shred, but it was definitely one of the best of the 50 State Shred. Luke, thank you, Luke Claiborne, with the $19.99 super chat. Leave a message if you're leaving a super chat. If not, that's okay too. I'm not greedy. I'm not picky. I'll do whatever. G'day from Australia. Welcome in, Fuba. Hello from Jalisco, Mexico. I love all the wide-ranging places and people that hop on. And I did it a little later in the day today because I figure everyone on the East Coast is off of work now. Probably people on the West Coast are starting to get off of work too. It is pretty late for you folks in Germany and the UK and stuff. But hey, it's Christmas Eve tomorrow, so maybe you get a little. Maybe you're off tomorrow, maybe not. But welcome in if you're popping in for now, or if you're watching it after the fact. I saw someone asking about the Colorado Trail, 500 miles. Oh man, that is like, it's too big. It's too much to bite off. But one of my buddies, Brian Chambers, he is planning on taking it on next year. He's got all the logistics figured out. I think he's got most of the logistics figured out, but not all. If Chambers is in the chat here, he can let us know. But I would not mind joining him on a few miles of the Colorado Trail, but not the full thing. Not the full thing. Oh, we've got our mods in the house knocking out the spammers. Okay, I shouldn't give in, but I saw what the spammer was spamming, and he was asking if this was a road bike. This is not a road bike. This is the Haka MX. It's like the Ibis adventure bike, gravel bike. So no spamming. No spamming the chat. I can see what everyone's everything that's happening right now. So it's like actually really nice. So if you ask a question, I can pretty much see it. Now that I said that, it'll probably just go crazy. But yeah. The Haka bike, I did a live stream on it. Man, that live stream was terrible. That was like just horrible. Like the audio I think was okay, but the video was horrible. So yeah, there's no software stabilization when you use the Hero 9 for live streaming. So you still need a gimbal if you're gonna do a live stream ride. So I'm still working on that. But it's one of those things where I was like worried. I wanted to do more testing, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna do a live stream and just do it and have everybody join with me. Oh, Bryce, I see I should do Cocopelli, shorter, guided, supported. That is actually not a bad idea. Thank you, Charlie Hicks with the $9.99 super chat. Georgia in the house. A couple Georgia peaches watching right now. Colorado Kid. BKXC and Elon Musk shred the moon video confirmed for 2021. Yes, I can confirm that is going to happen, definitely. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. I love the love. It's in the chat, in the super chat, wherever you do it. If you buy one of my new pair of hand-up gloves, which you can find at bkxc.store. These, I finally wore my other pair today. Got the going for it on there. Going, yeah, kind of, sort of. You can kind of see it. Going for it. These gloves are awesome. These are like already... This jersey and these gloves are already like the best-selling thing I've ever done. So thank you all for everyone who jumped at the chance to get a little piece of BKXC merch, because it helps a lot. It definitely helps a lot. Super chats, Patreon, merch. YouTube is okay. It has its ups and downs, but this is the stuff that actually pays the bills for real that I can depend on. And yeah, bkxc.store. My chat bot isn't coming in the chat. I have all these links and stuff that I was gonna spam in the chat just so you guys can check that out. But that's okay. It's actually getting kind of cold in here. I need the energy. I need the energy up. bkxc.store. Check it out. It's at oh, there it is. Finally. How many minutes are we into this live stream and it finally popped in? What are we, like 90 seconds into this live stream? Dewey Carter with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dan Carpenter with the $5 even. He's outdoing you, Dewey. He put on the extra 1 cent. Dan Carpenter, thank you for the $5. Thanks for the van advice. Didn't help though. Hey, my advice is never quite reliable. Yeah, there we go. Now it's starting to come in. That seems like it's been a long time. Has it really only been like a couple minutes? I'm gonna have to make the timer even more voracious. Yeah, thank you, Half Man Droid. Thank you. Can you use a fat tire bike for mountain biking? Yeah, you can. You can use fat tire bikes for mountain biking. It'll be a little slower, but you'll kind of have more technical ability. Even it probably is a rigid bike. There's a lot of back and forths. But yeah, you can definitely take a fat bike on the trail. Wow, okay, we're 10 minutes in, and that thing finally came up. Interesting. And now, yeah, now it looks like it's totally going wild in every minute. Streamlabs. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Andy Houston, do I like chocolate milk? I do like chocolate milk. I actually, my post-ride protein drink thing I get from Costco. It's like Orgain. I got turned on to it from my buddies Pat and Blaine down in SoCal. It's not vegan. It still has dairy in it, but it's not full-on chocolate milk, but it has a lot of protein. I drink like 2 of those a day, so I like them. I like them very much. I saw that, Eduardo. Man, that sucks. I'm sorry you got in a bad crash on Saturday, broke your clavicle. 8 hours of extended cut content will be awesome. Thank you. Awesome. That's great. That's great. Yeah, Ryan, I never drink coffee. I've had like one, like back in high school, I tried one of those Starbucks cold frappuccinos that like you get at a deli, and that was it. That's all I needed for coffee. That was all I could handle, pretty much. So yeah, if you're just joining, welcome in, welcome in. Shame about the weather. It's actually kind of nice out today. I went for a ride with Sarah at Skyline Park in Napa, and it was pretty good, but it had to be quick. I had to get back. I had to get the whole shed all situated, and there was a point to what I was saying. Where is everyone from? How about we go to that, because I'll get my train of thought. Oh yeah, I was just gonna go over the 50 state shred stuff. So yeah, where are you guys at? I want to see it. Maine, Cali, coffee is gross. Here we go. Here we go. Vermont checking in. Potawatomi, Massachusetts, Kentucky, Bay Area. I love it. I love it. This is like so cool if you could just see a globe or see a map that you guys are here hanging out. I love it so much. It's just so cool. Bay Area, Norfolk. Oh, nice. Adrian's on the trainer. Big old Texas, Nebraska. Sunland Park Dodge sucks. They did change my oil, and it was reasonably priced. But after I bought the he's referring to my van video where I bought like all the oil changes and everything, and then I bring it to the first pump like, hey, I've got free oil changes. No, you don't. Dewey Carter, that's awesome that you watched the Vietnam video 100 times. Oh, Australia checking in. Hey, Google, what time is it in Sydney right now? Hey, Google, what time is it in Sydney right now?
The time in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia is 11:13 a.m.
Nice. Hey, not bad. 11:13 a.m. I have a female Australian in my Google that responds to me, which is funny because when Sarah says, "Yo Google," it's a different it's like a different person. You can pick, and it knows your voice and all that stuff. Hey, Google's great. It listens to every. Shut up. Stop. It listens to everything I got. Answer, Brian.
Apologies, I don't understand.
Well, what I was going to say is I have the 50 State Shred post in the description. If you're just joining, there it just popped up in the chat. bit.ly/50 State Best. There are 11 extended cut videos. It's a Patreon post. You can kind of see if you've never been to Patreon what Patreon looks like. And oh man, the time in the Netherlands right now, it's probably past midnight, right? It's like right around midnight in the Netherlands. But yeah, so I've got the best of the 50 State Shred on there. Why don't we just go through them? Let's talk about them. Let's get in here. I've got like no surprises, I don't think. Let's see. The Scariest ride, that was a good one. I thought that would be a good one because that Flying Monkey Grafton Mesa with Nathan from Bike Sleep Repeat. I always get that wrong. That was such a good ride. And it was at the beginning of the 50 State Shred too. And it was just like, man, I didn't think anything was going to be able to top that. But the Vermont ride, and if you look at the bottom of that post, I kind of had my best rides. There was like 5 or 6 of my best rides that just were fantastic on this whole thing. So it was pretty good. Pretty dang good. I like that. And then El Paso was super scary too. International Shred. Yes, I'll do all 200 countries. That would actually be kind of cool. David, yeah, I see, love your videos, thinking about getting my own van, doing something similar. I think that's, it's pretty neat. It's pretty dang neat to do the van thing. And like I said in my last van video at the end of it, like how I was like, I didn't really think that it would be that great or be that transforming or whatever, but it was amazing. For what I'm doing, for going out and riding every day and all that stuff, it was just the right tool for the job. And so happy. So happy that it all worked out. Pretty much. I missed one state and that was it. And it was all good. Did I encounter any Karens on the trails? No Karens on the trails. California's kind of the most mask wearing on the trails, kind of yell at you. Like when we went on a ride today in Skyline, it's like there's a lot of people wearing masks even though you're outdoors. And I know I mentioned that in my video previously because one of the trails that we were riding, we were like on top of each other versus the trails today. It's super wide. You can go around and stuff, but you're outdoors. UV light kills it. We'll never know. Whatever. It is what it is. Moving on. Do I consider fully rigid a hardtail? No, I think that's it's its own category. Fully rigid. Have I gone to Alaska yet? Where have you been? Come on, do you have the notifications turned on? I've made it to all four. Well, I've made it to all 48 lower 48 states and Alaska. Come on. Do I ever ride in the snow? Taylor, come on. Where you been? Where you been? There's a lot of people who haven't seen my past videos. I went to Quebec City in the snow. I did a whole fat biking thing. That was it 2 years ago now? So yeah, I've got like 500 videos on my channel. So I know things slow down around this time of year, and like I'm like always like, oh God, I need to get more videos out. I have so many videos out. I used to do 3 videos a week for like years. There's so much out there. If you're dying for more of my content, take a step back, go through the catalog. There's plenty out there, but I'm not going to leave you hanging. I am still going to make videos, but everything kind of slows down right now, which is nice. But doing the, I like the live streams very much. Oh yeah, I saw somebody mention Rockville earlier on that I think it was a good thing, but I just saw Rockville and then I saw something else. But I saw Crispy. You reminded me. Okay, Keaton, you just subscribed a week ago. I forgive you. You've got a big long haul during your Christmas break right now. During your winter break, you've got to catch up on all the videos. So you got a tough row ahead of you. we got a little Rockville ride shaping up out here, huh? Nice. Trail Trailer MTB just finished watching Redemption 17 again for I don't know how many times. That is like the coolest thing. I went back and watched the China series, the Tibet series, and it's a nice little binge watch just to watch it all the way through, 5 or 6 episodes. And I was like, wow, that was really cool. Like it holds up. Like it's not boring. It's all interesting and there's all this stuff happening. So I'm very proud that somehow I've actually been able to make this decent, to make all these like videos good and these little playlists that I have and all this stuff that, you know, TV is like that. This is pretty much a TV show on the internet, but TV is so disposable. It's not like anybody goes back to season 7 of The Simpsons and watch that, even though, you know, me and my buddy Chris CXK, we go back and watch the old Seinfeld episodes, and I'm catching Sarah up on the old Seinfeld episodes now. The last one we watched was the raincoats. George sold his dad's old clothes, and that was his cruise wear, and it's great. Seinfeld stuff's so good. When is the BKXC documentary coming out? Wait, I've got to have somebody else make the BKXC documentary. I cannot make it myself, you know? John D, I see your message got held for review, but yes, we have not made it to the Ass Man, the Ass Man episode of Seinfeld. Sarah hasn't seen it, so she didn't know what you were talking about. She had to delete the comment. Alexei Pavlov, what's up, man? How you doing? So, breaking news, I will have a new niece or nephew here hopefully soon. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. The old sister-in-law's in the hospital right now. And yeah, there's another Kennedy on the way. I hope Riley is not causing too much trouble for G-Ma and Pop right now. And I don't know if she's allowed to watch TV, but maybe if it's Uncle Brian, she's allowed. But yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Hopefully, you know, over with pretty soon, not like she had the baby on Christmas Day after 48 hours of labor or whatever, so. Godspeed. It will be very fun. Lonesome Trail. Actually, best gas station on the road. Let's try this. I actually loaded up. That was one of the things that I was gonna do on this live stream, because let's see if I can actually nail this. I'll go to the chair here, and then I will play my browser. We'll see if it actually works and you can actually hear it. This is definitely an experiment. Guys, okay, I thought I was done, but I'm not done. I just stumbled upon the greatest gas station of all time, and I've got to film it for you guys. If you saw one of my videos in Texas, I went to a Buc-ee's, and Buc-ee's can kiss my ass compared to this place. It's so much better. First of all, they have Zoltar, who granted Tom Hanks his wish in Big. It's a plane. They got a plane in here. I don't know where to start, but I guess let's start with the Skittle machine. You can make your own Skittle arrangement, apparently. We've got a giant Bigfoot, which is hashtag sponsored by Jack Links. We are right next to the California border, so you can lose your ass before you leave. Holy crap, this is like the Jack Link's flagship store. Oh my God, I bet they paid a ton of money to be, and then we got the Red Bull. What a joke, this is crazy. What do we need oxygen? We're not even at high altitude. Is this some kind of party thing? Oh, apparently it is, because it's in the same section as beer pong. They even have a White Castle hamburger place, which is pretty garbage, I think, but it's from the movie. Make your own milkshakes. Even Pac-Man sold out to Red Bull. What is this? Oh, and here in the back, we've got the Monster Energy section, not to be outdone by Red Bull. I love this song right now, but if this dings my video for copyright infringement, I'm coming after Stevie Nicks. They got the Vegas sign. It's the same size. This looks like it used to be sponsored, but they didn't pay up the money, so they took the sign down. Ah. I think they turned up the music because they know I'm filming right now. Turn it off. Sick. Oh, baby. What an experience. Okay, so hopefully that like actually looked good and sounded good coming through the speakers, but that was in Vegas. That was like the best gas station of the entire thing. It was called Terrible's Roadhouse, I think, and it's like in Primm, Nevada, like getting to the, so that the other one is Buc-ee's, which was in Texas, which is really good also, because it has actually decent food and stuff, but that was just a spectacle. That was just completely silly. Other good gas stations when you're on the road, Maverick is a pretty good one that has clean toilets and stuff, but not always. Sometimes they're all like, you're never perfect when you're on the road. So yeah, thank you for that question. I actually had that queued up and everything to try to see how the putting the browser through the the live stream. Quick Trip in Wisconsin is solid. Yeah, I saw a few of those where it looks like there's, I don't think it was Wawa. Was it Wawa where there's like a whole food thing and you can click in and everything? And hey, Adam, what's up, man? Is it late? No, you're in late. Okay, I thought you're up late. What? But no, yeah, welcome out for a ride. Why don't I have a hardtail? Improve the technique, dude. No, I'm good. I like it. I like it just how it is. I've got the adventure bike, good enough for me. I don't want to have a bunch of different bikes for sure. Colorado's kid, see a BKXC Airbnb like that with all the different things. I gotta have the whole Ibis, the pavilion, and the all kinds of stuff. What do I think about the Ripmo? The same as I think about it when I did a bike check a couple weeks ago. It was fantastic. It was definitely, I love having just, Sheets. Sheets is like the other one. But yeah, I like having just one bike. Just one bike for everything. It's just the best. Man, Colton, I want to answer your question, but when you spam the chat, I saw the question, I wanted to answer the question, and then you say it 3 more times. I just can't do it. I cannot reinforce spamming of the chat. How much, Robinhood asks, how much should one spend on a bike minimum? Ah, man, that's, hey Darren, I see you there. That is a good question because basically you want to get to a point where you get a dropper post. That is very, very good. Having a dropper post on your bike, even if it's a hardtail, even if you want front suspension, for my money, the Ripmo AF is the right way to go. Like that is the price point. I think it's $3,500 or something like that, where you get a real deal bike with real deal suspension, dropper post, full suspension. Like it's kind of the total package. Man, I hope I'm not. I hope that is the price. Now I feel like No, I think it's like right around $3,500. The problem is right now everything's sold out in the bike industry, so you're not really going to be able to get your hands on anything if you if you buy something. It might be another year until it actually comes into stock. So that's never good. That does happen sometimes. Do you think a 29er is much harder to turn than a 27.5er? I don't know. Oh, I saw that super chat, Crisco Bike. Sorry, I'll get back to you, but. I don't know. I think people like Seth say it like, well, Seth has already kind of said that he doesn't like the 29ers because they're kind of too big for him because he has a small frame. But I think if you compared it side by side and you went through the trees on a super tight thing, you would see, okay, 27.5 is much more nimble. But on the day-to-day big trails and stuff, 29, it's all good for me. Crisco Bike, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I'm sorry, you're waiting with bated breath for me to to answer your question. Tell us about riding in the East Coast humidity. Did it suck? It wasn't horrible, but there were a couple times where it was like, oh my God, that the ride in Council Bluffs, Iowa, it was like 95 degrees or something, but it felt like 120 degrees. The humidity was ridiculous. That was the most dangerous I felt on the shred, where it's like, oh my God. Because most times I was trying to get up and ride at like 7 a.m., get on the trail by 7:30, and that worked really, really well. I remember being in Delaware, being in Delaware, and it was humid like crazy, but we kind of took it easy, and it was easy, but you could just tell at the end of the ride and just drip in and try not to drip all the sweat on the lens of my camera, which is just like, ugh, you don't see it, and then you come back and edit, and you're like, oh crap, no. When am I going to Durango, Colorado? I don't know. It's been a long time. I went there last year, and I think there's more in Durango to check out. There's definitely a couple plans next year of where I want to actually stay in one place for longer. You know, my normal thing is like get in and get out, get in and get out, see as much as I can. But staying in one place at a long time, I think that would be really cool. Have I been to Stafford Lake Bike Park? I have not. I have not been yet. I really want to try it and check it out. I've heard really good things about it, and you know I need them jump practices. Dewey Carter, got the sense you felt the Kingdom Trails were overrated. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's very possible there's good stuff out there, but when Burke Mountain was right there, and it's like the best friggin' trails, there's no way Kingdom Trails could be better than those trails I rode in Burke, and no one's ever talked about Burke Mountain. All I ever hear about is the stupid Kingdom Trails, so it's like I can't do it. I don't think I'll ever go back to the Kingdom Trails. I don't want to know. I don't want to pedal around for 30 miles, and I supposedly people love it. It's great, but I don't know, man. That Vermont, that Burke Mountain was just, oh, c'est magnifique. I got a couple cool questions in here. I've got to make sure I don't pass them up. Did I do Hawaii? No, I didn't make it to Hawaii. Everything was locking down. Like Kauai was where we were going. They opted out of the travel program like 2 days before we were supposed to fly to Kauai. So I was supposed to go December 5th, a couple weeks ago. It blew up, so it didn't quite work. What's the score out of 10 I would give the van build after using it for a year? I'd say my van is a 8 out of 10. The insulation is the big ding, and the road noise. Those are the two big dings on the van. Everything else is really nice. You know, not having a bathroom, no big deal for me. DB with the 10 Canadian dollar dues, longtime viewer since Seth introduced me on his channel. How come you don't have more subscribers? Oh, I got plenty of subscribers. Subscribers is like, it's a very arbitrary number. It's kind of the viewers on per video, and the people tell you if you're good or not. Seth's getting 600,000 views per video. People love his stuff. I maybe get 60,000 after a couple weeks per video. So it's just, you guys are here, you love it. I can make a living off of that, and you know, Seth is making 10 times a living off of that, but it's still really amazing. Yeah, I passed 400,000 subscribers, which is cool. I've kind of stopped checking the subscriber stuff, but it is life or death to kind of know what the performance of the videos is doing and how the views are and all that stuff, even though I am very much free of that garbage. Like somehow as I was talking about earlier, selling my own merch, and these are my new jersey at bkxc.store, by the way, if you haven't grabbed it yet. I've kind of built my own little business because I have Patreon. And I know people don't want to hear about Patreon, yada, 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 but it's the only way this actually happens. So I can make the videos I want to make, and my people come along. Like people, if you guys have been watching this live stream, you're probably one of my people. And so it's very amazing that I can like build this little business, not have a ton, I don't have millions of subscribers, I don't get millions of views. Over a month-long period, I get millions of views, but it's pretty neat that I could be so niche and kind of not just yeah, it's just really crazy to have enough people that I can do this and make it happen. So it's really cool. Wandering with Wade. Don't call me people. Yeah, Alex, definitely. I am happy. Definitely. Plenty of people love my videos. I get to make my schedule. I get to dream up ideas. It is the best case scenario. Like, to actually make this life happen is pretty ridiculous. And that it doesn't take millions of people. That's kind of the coolest thing, is that you can do it by being yourself the best way you can, and hustling, and constant hustling, and making sure that you get stuff done. But it's pretty good. Thank you, Random Milk Stain. I appreciate that. I'm the only biking channel you actively follow. 195 country shed. I think there's 201 countries. If you include all the, like North Korea, I gotta shred North Korea. I gotta Jacob, this is the Hakka MX. This is the Ibis adventure bike, gravel bike. It's pretty good. I want to get a little bit more action on this thing for sure. Dewey says, can I invent a derailleur protector, please? Thank you, Snoopy McBarrett. Not to be confused with Crashy McSquirrel. The whole world shred, baby. Best part of Delaware. I've actually heard there's like 3 different trail systems in Delaware, which is so funny, because the one I went to was, oh God, Brandywine Creek. Surprised I can remember any of this, but then I heard a couple people talk about White something or something like that. Sid, thank you. Ride, B-side. Dude, you know I dig your content, bro, but you blew it in Virginia and Maryland, not hitting Stokesville and missing downhill trails in the shed. We're all-time blowing it. I know. That's like, that was one of the lists of basically the redemption things for the for next year. Like, definitely need to get back to South Carolina and redeem South Carolina. But the stuff I did in Virginia and Maryland was pretty good to me. Friggin', I loved Frederick Watershed was fantastic. And oh, here we go. I've got this. I know the other place, Carvin's Cove. They were both fantastic places. They were both really, really good. But I have heard that the Stokesville area is definitely fantastic. So I'll get back out there. I will get back out there eventually. And that was also one of the places where it's like, is there enough out there in the Stokesville, Seneca Rocks area to stay for a month? Like, are there 5 amazing rides or 6 amazing rides out there? Yeah, there we go. White Clay. Thank you, Rachel M. with the Delaware knowledge. Yeah, and Kenya got it also. Okay, a few people got White Clay. Ian. Oh no, Ian. White Clay is where he separated his shoulder back in October. Oh man. Oh man. Marquette? Yeah, I went to Marquette. I didn't have a great guide. I kind of did it myself, so I kind of didn't get the best of Marquette, but I was there. Cool, Sid, that's awesome. That's 5 solid days in Stokes. That is good. That's good to hear. And I think it would be fantastic to also like do like big trail work. Like, I saw, at least on Trail Forks, that some of that Stokesville stuff are like these 3,000 feet descents, and like go out there, survey the trail, cut out trees, like brush it back and all that stuff. And really make like, okay, we got this running better than it's ever been running, or maybe bringing back an old trail that's totally overgrown and kind of going through like that. So that would be fun, getting like a week's worth of trail work in if I stay in a place for a month. So I'll keep you in mind there, Sid. That would be so cool. I did not get to Bentonville, Colton. I did not. Thank you, Dewey. Thanks for all the good questions as well. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, Alagrippus Trails, Ender Cash Studios, Raystown Lake. Oh, the bike. I didn't know there's a bike park. Interesting. Pennsylvania Bike Park. But yeah, Pennsylvania itself had so much. There were so many things. And the funniest, weirdest thing about Pennsylvania was that no one was like, this is the place you should go. Everyone had like 5 different places I should go, which is kind of a bad sign, I would say. If like, no, this is the place where, here's 5 places, they're all good, versus, no, this is the greatest place. But like I said before, Burke Mountain in Vermont, a place no one's ever talked about once ever was the best place when Kingdom Trails was everything that everybody talked about. So I can't trust you guys for a second. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm just kidding. I'll give you a little consideration. Edgar Smittenhagen Jenkinson. Bro, if you ever go back to Iowa, go to Banner Lakes near Des Moines. Okay, interesting. Yeah, Pisgah is definitely, Sebastian, Pisgah is a one-spot location. Brevard, like, just being able to shoot out and all that stuff. The only thing is, it's very much known. It's very much a place that people know. It's great. It's got the infrastructure. I'd love to kind of find a place that's on the, people have heard about, maybe haven't seen, that there's all these different places and kind of, showing off all kinds of stuff. What's my favorite trail on the Front Range in Colorado? I don't even know if I've ridden the Front Range in Colorado. I think I've only done a couple little things on Colorado Springs. That's a whole nother place that I've completely missed out on. Yeah, lower traffic areas are more fun, for sure. Duthie, go to Duthie again? Yeah, I think that's Washington. I've missed out on so much in Washington. Oregon, there's so much. There's just a million places that, like, I just have to zoom in and zone in. And for whatever reason, they don't get on the radar of the bike culture. I don't know. Just even Downeyville, there's all these different trails and all these different pieces and stuff, and it's more backcountry, hardcore kind of stuff. Truth Seeker. I'm glad my voice is actually keeping up through this. What are we, 38 minutes of just straight talking? It's the only thing I've got. This is all I've got. Truth Seeker with the $4.99 super chat. What are my thoughts on clipped in versus not clipped in? I just like being clipped in. I feel like I'm one with the bike, and it helps me kind of get through stuff. I have the more multi-release cleats that pop off quicker, so I can always pop out really easily. But just being one with the bike and being able to, shoot stuff around back and forth, I like it. I have heard people say that, you get better at your skills if you do flat pedals and you kind of break bad habits, because I definitely have some bad habits and ride with some people that have bad habits, pulling up on the jumps and stuff. But it's I don't know. It's just everybody that was fast used clips when I started. So I was like, okay, you use clips. And I hate hitting my shins on the pedals so much. It's the worst. Leo, what are your thoughts on trail versus enduro? I just love having one bike. Enduro bike, just as big as possible, and just being able to hit almost anything on one bike instead of, okay, I need the trail bike because I'm going to be a little lighter. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think like, okay, I'm doing this, but I need this bike. And I had this, but I'm this bike. I don't need it. I don't need to think about it. I just have one bike, the Ibis Ritmo in Star Destroyer Gray, and it's fantastic. Bearded Empty Beer, have I ever thought about making a bike park like Seth is? Yes, definitely. And Seth that is so cool that he actually found a way to like get buy-in, and that they were already going to build a system that he could join in and like build a section out. Like, it's the coolest thing ever. But being involved in trail advocacy in my own local area is something I definitely want to be a part of. We are in this weird barren wasteland where there are no trail group. There is a trail group, but it's like, it's this whole other thing. That's on the east, like on the Contra Costa side. I'm on the Solano side. But there is opportunity for sure. The city I live in, Vallejo, has mountains. They have like these little mountains, and they have these areas where the city owns these parks and stuff. So little by little by little, getting trust and advocacy and all this stuff, it's definitely something that it's probably going to take 10 years, but eventually it could be very good. Yeah, you dig in the look, Beach OG. I got the facial hair going. It's definitely time for a trim down. And getting a haircut is illegal in California right now, so it's all Pablo. Okay, I hate to say it, but I have watched The Mandalorian. I gave up on the second season. I don't care. I love that it is really cool Star Wars, and that like there's really cool characters, and it's the first thing that actually feels like Star Wars in so long. And I just don't care. I got to get the baby. Oh, no, I lost the baby. Now I got to go get the baby, and now I lost the baby. And now get up. Who cares? TV, I hate TV. And they always just, they just pull you back and forth, pull you back and forth. It's like, I just want a beginning and a middle and an end with the television. I just don't want to sit there and be like, okay, maybe something's going to happen. I want to be entertained. There's only so many minutes that I'm going to devote to this. But Chris, just stick to Seinfeld. It's about nothing. But we watched, so Sarah has not seen the Star Wars stuff. And so we watched the first one, Star Wars? Oh yeah, A New Hope. So we watched Star Wars. Then last night we watched Empire Strikes Back, and she was like, "Oh, it's kind of slow." Like she was like, I don't know if I want to watch the rest." But then like she's like asking me all these questions, like, "Now what, Luke and Leia, and then what about Darth Vader?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." So it's very funny. She's like totally into it. Like the wheels are turning in her head. So we'll watch Return of the Jedi. It's in a little while, but it's so funny. Today is Festivus, isn't it? Hey, The Office is always good too. All these repeats that you just have them on. Yes, I'm sure that's the thing. It's like you hear all this stuff about The Mandalorian, like, oh my God, there's all kinds of stuff that happens. So I may jump back in. Steve, spokesman, MTB. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. That will have to wait. How you doing? I see it. I've got my setup here so I don't miss any super chats, and I can still keep up on all the chats and everything. So I'm juggling here. How you doing with the $9.99 super chat? Are you gonna come back to Florida again? I'm sure I will be back to Florida at some point. So cool. It's so cool. Santos is so fantastic. Jonathan Dickinson, so fantastic. Alafaya, fantastic as well. It's really cool to see how dedicated people make something out of nothing. Florida is the flattest thing, and flatter than a plate of pea. But it's amazing that you all in Florida have been able to make really cool jumps and really cool everything. And yeah, I'll be back to Florida eventually. Spokesman MTB with the $19.99 super chat. Thank you for your holiday wishes. This is great. This is amazing to have all you guys support, and all these little things help. Nothing to say except I'm happy you had a great year and wishing you all the best for 2021. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Spokesman MTB. He was out on my Chasing Epic Crested Butte trip a few months ago. That turned out really good. I'm glad that that happened, and the COVID stuff and being like, oh man, just kind of wishy-washy, and I wasn't sure, but we all made it through. We all had fun, and it was all's well that ends well. So it was a good time. Ooh, Alafaya or Santos? That's a good question. That's a hard choice. They both have their pros and their cons. Santos is just really cool though. I think if you're just learning how to mountain bike, you go to Santos and you just see all these different challenges and all these different things, and it's pretty amazing. Oh, Lonesome Trail. Good transition here. Let me take a little swig. Most boring drive. So I was gonna do it. It's hard because some of the stuff I don't have footage for, and some of the stuff it just didn't fit into the best of the 50 state shred thing, which there's a link in the chat right now. The best and worst drive. The best and worst drive was me and Sarah. We drove from Angel Fire, New Mexico to Kansas, and it was oh dang it. All these different places. Switchgrass, right? It was Switchgrass. I was trying to think of the actual name of the town, but Switchgrass, Kansas. Amazing drive. So yeah, mountains to the plains, dude. It was just like, so it's called the Enchanted Circle, which is around Angel Fire and Taos. That circle, just Switchgrass. Yes, thank you, Sarah. But that's an amazing drive. Like we were coming through, and the mountains and the scenery, and it's the most beautiful thing ever. And then you get past Trinidad, Colorado, which is so funny because it's on the border and there's all these marijuana stores, and it would seem like it was like super busy. Like people are just driving from miles and miles away to go to the marijuana stores, like from New Mexico. But like Trinidad, and it was a nice little town actually. It was a little quaint little place. Stopped at the old Mickey D's, had some nuggets, and then after that, it's so flat. It's so crazy flat. 2-lane highway, just like, oh man, it's just crazy how bad it was. just ridiculous, endless drive. And then it got really good again. After you get off the highway to go to Switchgrass, it's like there's terrain and there's all this like rock and stuff. This is very, very, very surprised. Thank you for that that question. I had it on my little list of to put in. Truth Seeker with another $4.99 super chat. Brian, have you considered bikepacking? Yes, that was my best video series. My most favorite video series from you guys was me and BCPOV bikepacking the Chilcotins. 2 of the videos are on his channel. 1 of them is on my channel, and it's something I want to do next year and get some bikepacking videos on the channel and do like a cool adventure that's not 7 days, maybe 3 days, 3 nights, 2 nights, you know, something that's like manageable, but you can still get a lot of cool views and still feel like you're out in the backcountry. The Oregon Timber Trail intrigues me very much to get a little section of that trail, and it's kind of a new thing, so there's probably, you know, the trails maybe aren't new, but the route is kind of new. So just kind of publicizing that and saying, here's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, I've thought about the bikepacking thing so much, but my whole style of like go, go, go and bounce off this, I never take the time to be like, okay, do something else. And now that I have the Haka, the gravel bike, that might be more in tune for a longer adventure ride. Yeah, it's I'll figure it out. Yeah, Chris, that's a really good question. When you're bikepacking, do you do point to point or you have someone pick you up? So in a best case scenario, you have somebody just like drive you out to the start and then you ride back to your car, or you do like shuttle math, you do 2 cars and put on the other sides. But that would actually be, that's a good question. It's something I would cover in the video for sure. Hut to hut, Durango to Moab would be killer. Yeah, the hut to hut thing is so cool. How you can pay somebody just move your like food and your cooler and just, that's so cool. Thank you, Premix Utah, most positive man of 2020. It is very, very cool that we all have stuff we're going through. And if you guys have watched the videos, you know I had some stuff I was going through this year for sure. And last year and the year before that, we all have ups and downs. But I am so glad that I can put these videos out to you guys and have you enjoy them and be a distraction. I always kind of was like, oh, I want people to actually go out and ride. I don't want them to just watch my videos. I want people to actually go out and ride. And now I'm like, you can just watch the videos. It's fine. If you eventually get out and ride a mountain bike, that's great. But life can be such a big pain in the butt that just turning on a video and vegging out for 20 minutes can be life-changing, life-saving, mental, just to get away from it all. So it's okay if my videos are candy for you guys. Hey, we got the Federal Bureau of Investigation checking in. Thanks for the great videos. You're welcome, FBI. I got new gloves. I got a new jersey. Get them while they're in stock. bkxe.store. Just in case you just joined up. J&B, MTB. The National Trail is very fantastic. That's about the only, well, actually, my favorite trail, I think it was called Geronimo. It's on South Mountain, and that thing was really, really cool. Very, very cool. Like how just nasty it was. Just big rock drops and stuff like that. Oh, my string light's turned on. It must be 4:45. Okay. You know, it was the shortest day of the year yesterday, right? Or 2 days ago? 2 days ago. Every day is getting longer. Oh, yeah. You see the ironworker tools right here? That's actually funny because who brought it up? Craig brought it up. Let's hear about Grandpa Zampa's ironworking tools on your bench. Yeah, so like these are, if you're building a steel, I'm going to mess this up. So like, if you're building an iron building, it's like the rivets and this thing, you beat this thing in to line up the holes on the I-beams. I don't know what I'm talking about, but these are like antique, pretty much. American Bridge Company, ABC classics. I think they were my grandfather's, not my great-grandfather's. He had a whole bucket of them in the garage. And yeah, it's kind of the tools of the trade. My family's a family of iron workers, so it's really my my heart and soul, my heritage right there, working on buildings and skyscrapers and bridges and all that stuff. That Yorkshireman Tris with the 5 pounds. Will you ever venture back to the UK? Also, your videos help keep me sane while being injured with my new bike sat staring at me. Oh man, isn't that the worst? You got a brand new bike and you're like injured, like, oh, awesome. I will get back to the UK for sure. Like, I often joke that I had such a perfect weather, like when I went to the UK, that I could never go back because it was just so perfect. It was like one day that it rained and everything, and but I will be back eventually because there's a lot of good stuff that I need to check out. There's Ireland, the homeland, where I'm from many generations ago, I guess. Last name Kennedy, I suppose, but I don't have any proof. But yeah, so there's so many cool things on the old. I was gonna say the Emerald Isles, but no, it's in Britannia. Worst food I ate on 50 State Shred. Anytime the McDonald's nuggets are not good. Federal booby inspector. Okay, I thought you maybe not be the official FBI. Andreas, what do I think about Joaquin Miller? I like Joaquin Miller. The problem is the hikers. That's a place I haven't taken Sarah out yet, but it is a fantastic ride. Maybe we'll... tomorrow's not going to be a good day. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day of people out on the trails, I bet. But there's just so many hikers out, except for, off-leash dogs, like Jay's saying in the chat. But the 2 times that I've gone, it has been fantastic. Like, somehow we got lucky. We kind of had a bigger crew of folks coming down and stuff. And it's an awesome, the trails are awesome. Cinderella and Chaparral are just fantastic. But you just have to know. Hey, Chris, I see you there from Red Wing, Minnesota, checking in. How many inches of snow you guys got right now? What's the weather like? I want the weather report from Red Wing, Minnesota. That was such a nice little town. That was another one of like my 50 State Shred best ofs that I didn't really have I wanted to put on the list, but my best parking spot that I had was on the Mississippi. Yeah, it was on the Mississippi River in Red Wing. There was a nice park down there, all these older folks walking around the park, and I parked right on the water, and I had the van open. It was also when I got like a ton of mosquitoes in the van, and I had to try to find an electric fly swatter at Walmart, and they said they had it in stock, and I couldn't find it, and nobody could help me. Hey, FBI, you're from Ireland or about. Crested Butte, was it better the second time? Colorado Kid wants to know. It was just as good. We did most of the similar trails, and it was neat to see how was it more yellow? Yeah, it was even more yellow when we came, and then some of the places were past yellow and the leaves were off the trees and stuff. But yeah, Crested Butte the second time was nice because it was just a total vacation and just hanging out and stuff. Yeah, Chris CXK. Joe Rogan's trying to get all his California buddies to move to Texas now. Take it easy, Joe. That is kind of the funniest thing. It's like, it's neat, but it's like, it's not Texas anymore. If all the California liberals move there and start voting different ways, and then all of a sudden it's like, we should have a law. We should have a law to make taxes really high so we could pay for all the homeless people that are now here. So yeah, it's pretty funny how everything changes and goes back and forth. How did New Jersey compare to the rest of my riding? New Jersey was cool. That was a nice death march. That little area around Ringwood, there's so many parks all in that area. It's really neat. Oh man, Tris, sorry. Tris in the UK, only 3 or 4 rides that weren't in the rain. 2 days at Glentris, torrential rain for 8 hours a day. But the rain just makes the challenge greater. You guys with your crazy ride in the rain, man. Marco, Weed Patch in Lake Lure, not very tough. That's a good climb. Like, the cool thing about out and back climbs is that, hey, if you're out of it, if you've had enough, turn around and come back down. It's pretty solid. You can kind of go at your own pace. I think a lot of people do shuttle up to the top of Weed Patch and then come down, but not tough, not too tough. Take your time. Not in the big the big humidity. Marvin fun to see you at DTE in Michigan. Put Dragon's Tail. I've seen the Dragon Tail Trail or whatever, same builders. That is really cool. If it's those same builders, then, you know, because on a map it's like, oh, what do you, 40 miles of trail, da, da, da. If it has the same, hey, awesome Tuscaloosa, I see you there. OG from the channel, longtime commenter. But yeah, if that Dragon's Tail has the same feel as DTE Energy Foundation Trail and near Ann Arbor, that's going to be really, really good. I don't know. The more the mileage is, it's like, there's no such thing. Like everybody always tries to tell me, oh, it's 7 miles of downhill. It's like, it's not 7 miles of downhill unless you're actually in Revelstoke or in Whistler or somewhere with a giant mountain. There's no such thing as like 7 miles of downhill in the Bay Area. Even though I'm gonna trust Tom and go to Sonoma Mountain here probably in a couple weeks or so and see. But it's like 40 miles of. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't trust it. There's one, like the Mackenzie River Trail in Oregon where it's 20 miles and it just gets so boring. It's like all these cool, awesome sights and everything like that. But it's like when it's all based on fitness, it's, can't do it. Yeah, Crisco Bike. I feel like all of 2021 should be a redemption tour for all of us. I agree. Yeah, Georgetown. You're right, Bike Som. Georgetown, I want an e-bike. I want to be actually out there and be able to like ride everything on my own and connect the dots on my own instead of having have to have the shuttle and have to go with everybody but all my experiences with California expeditions at Georgetown have been so cool. It has been a really, really fun time. America is savage for trails and everything else. All right, get to your premiere, Chris CXK. Chris has a YouTube channel called Killer Arcade Games. Go check it out. He's built a few custom cabinets, and he's building a light gun cabinet right now. Fill him in, Chris. Give him a link. But yeah, he's got a cool YouTube channel. I hung out with him in San Antonio. After, oh yeah, that was a couple other. I got my couple other lists that I'll get to now that I've digressed so much. All right, 5 o'clock. Sweet. I just talked about the spud wrench. The old Ripmo is right here. It's ready for when the old gray Ripmo breaks and I can hop on it. Sweet. Killer Arcade Games. Go check out Chris's channel, premiering tonight. He's got a couple big videos of like how-tos on how to do all the get your arcade one up and make it into like a MAME cabinet and stuff. My family's all ironworkers, load block 49. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, my dad, I come from a family of ironworkers. So I was gonna like kind of maybe put it up here like as a little memento kind of like thing, but they're so heavy. It's kind of really, really tough. So yeah, that's what's with the spud wrench. Local 378 checking in. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about. The best side trips. So the best side trips, it was fun in San Antonio hanging out with Chris CXK. We went to an arcade, we did some go-karts, so that was pretty sweet. But one of the good ones was the Pinball Museum in Las Vegas. That is actually really, really well worth the time because they have everything. It's any pinball I could think of, and I worked at an arcade when I was like 16, 17. They had them all, so it was really, really good. The Pinball Museum in Vegas. And then I went to the Royal Rumble, which was, you know, a big WWE event at Houston, Minute Maid Park, like one of the last big things before the whole pandemic hit, and it was in January. But it was like 70,000 people or whatever. I got the chair from my, I had such a good seat that I got to keep the chair and everything. So that was my favorite side trip for sure. Going to the Royal Rumble, little bucket list thing. I would say the biggest disappointment was the bike parks. There were good like Angel Fire was a fantastic bike park. There's other bike parks that were all decent, but man, bike parks, they just feel the same over and over and over and over. It's like, ugh. In Montana, like Big Sky, they had a whole other section of mountain, but it was closed because it was during the week or later in the season or whatever. And so it was like, man, it's very interesting. Like the New Hampshire one was okay. There was a couple good trails, but it's funny how it's like, I guess I don't really like bike parks that much, except for Angel Fire, where it's like, it felt like a lift up to single track, and then bike parky trails as well. I have not been to Winter Park. That's one that people talk about a lot. So I'll put that one on my list. But Angel Fire, one of the best, definitely one of the best bike parks. Get there early in the season when all the trails are open. So my buddy Chris, who just left, he said he was there like only a month or so after when I was there, and it was like all blown out and all the trails were all crappy already. And it was like, oh, crazy, like how crappy that is, where the trails were dialed. There was only one horrible braking bump trail when I went there. And Snowmass, okay. There's a lot of good Colorado ones. Crisco Bike, any chance of a Patreon event at Angel Fire? Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I like the Patreon rides being bike park because everyone can take a lift, everyone can go down at their own speed. It's kind of a self-contained thing, and like you're signing the release to go to the bike park instead of, hey, let's go meet up at a trail. So I like that. Hey, good night, St. K. It's a 2 to 4. It's pretty late out there. But yeah, there's a lot of good out there, but it's also like, okay, you start to learn like, on a DH bike, maybe all that stuff would be totally fine. But that also leads to that I need to get back to Montana to have redemption, because, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, Big Sky, that's all you did on Montana, except for none of those people that complained actually emailed me and said, hey, here's the trails you should do. These are really good for Montana. So you can't complain about me blowing it unless you email me, like Sid had emailed me in the past about Stokesville and all that stuff. And I think at that point I just wanted to ride by myself more versus like reaching out to people. You go in all these like ebb and flow of things of like what works and what doesn't work, and then it works and it doesn't work, and just like, okay, let's go do this. So it's good. 6 miles of downhill at Mount Spokane. There you go. Man, when I look at Washington on Trail Forks, it's just like, oh, there's this, there's this, there's this, there's this. Like, there's so many things that are awesome. Blue Clay Bike Park, Eastern NC, landfill MTB shredding. Nice. I've not heard of that. Best side trip. Oh, the other one that I was going to talk about, what would be even better on an e-bike, was the Dr. Park ride that I did on the Crested Butte trip, where we did Reno, Bear, Flag, Deadman, Dr. Park, where it's this giant long ride. But if it was on an e-bike, it would be fantastic. And I think all of that is e-bike legal because it's all dirt bike legal. There's a lot that Ibis needs to make a friggin' e-bike so I can make a ton more big backcountry ride content that is like just out there. And it's like, I feel bad. I'm not going to ride some other brand e-bike if I'm sponsored by Ibis and doing that. So that's their thing. They've got to get there. They've got to get the e-bikes going. The Rock Whisperer. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Loved your coverage of Carrabassett Valley, Maine, and I made the exact same wrong turn for some extra distance. Take a left turn at Albuquerque. Yeah, like Joe in the chat, Colorado Kid, having e-bike for just exploring Downeyville and all that stuff. It's like, oh, there's just too many adventures with the e-bike, where at first you're like, oh, I don't know, would I even use it? It's not legal in a lot of the places, but enough of the really, really good places, of the really big mountains, it's legal. Pretty much anywhere that's a dirt bike trail, legal. The mountain biking, for me personally, is fantastic, and that's the kind of stuff that I want to do. Agate Creek, which I think I did best shuttle on the best of the 50 state shred. No, Mount Lemon was the best shuttle, but second best shuttle, Agate Creek. That's a dirt bike legal trail. There's just, oh. Jacob asks, does Ibis take my e-bike suggestion seriously? what I ask for really doesn't matter. They know that the e-bike category is like millions and millions of dollars and it's growing every single year. I think they just want to do it right. That's the whole thing. It's like you come out with something that's kind of half-assed and you just, oh, we're going to have an e-bike just because by not having an e-bike, they're losing millions of dollars to Specialized and everyone else, because pretty much the Specialized is the e-bike you see on the trails. Like 9 times out of 10, if it's an e-bike, it's a Specialized. Yeah, really. I think I saw a YT Decoy once. I saw a couple other ones once, but yeah, I'm totally pro e-bike. My dad's RV caught on fire in Taos when I rode Angel Fire. It's that high elevation, you know? All right, I see you, Steve. Have a happy Holloway as well. With that, they could call it the Rip Moto instead of the Ripmo EF. I saw somebody put Ripmo EF in the chat. I think that's it. That's it for the Best of the 50 State Shred. Obviously, the real Best of the 50 State Shred is in the link in the description down there. It buy Joe a bullet when you get to 2K subs. There you go. My voice is cracked. Everyone, please have a very, very happy holiday. It was awesome to hang out. I love doing these live streams, especially when I have something to talk about and I can kind of keep the balls juggling up. And thank you everyone for the super chats and buying any merch. The best-selling jersey I've ever done, bkxc.store. It helps. Everything helps for me to actually keep making videos. So if you watch the videos, I know YouTube has a lot of ads and it is what it is. I can't help it. I got to make money one way or another. So Patreon, YouTube ads, all this stuff, it really, really helps. Oh yeah, you need Colorado Kid. Joe says the jersey's great. I like the jersey too. I wore it today on my ride at Skyline. Need a new shirt. I know I need a new shirt. Basically, I think if I could find the right graphic designer, I could probably pay someone to be a full-time graphic designer to make jerseys and shirts and just like, maybe not full-time, but you know what I mean. I would love to have something come out quarterly, and I would love to, I've used so many different artists and I don't like anything. It's such a bad problem to have. Sticker does great art. Yeah, that guy does awesome things and all kinds of stuff. I'm just not good working with others. That's all there is to it. Hey, Scott, thank you for the Merry Christmas. Yeah, I've worked with Sketchy Trails. She did a great job on my previous thing, but all, you know, they all kind of look the same, which is, you know, it is one of the things, but I can I can go on for days. Let's talk about the positives. Happy holidays, everyone. I really really appreciate you being here. Many more videos to come. 2021. I'm gonna keep rolling. Hopefully have some more fun, interesting other things rolling through that I can't talk about yet, because if I would have talked about them, it's like might be 2 years off kind of thing. So I already did Alaska. On track. I have 3 videos from Alaska. I did them a few months ago. Thank you, everybody. Let's see if I can end this stream. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna end the stream over here in the big chair. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays. All right.